Coming out with a third shot drive to start. I like that. It's going to be interesting to see here how this college team handles their nerves against these pro players. Great hands battle there. Zoe hitting about 5 counters. These college players are obviously the best in college, but haven't seen them much on the PPA yet. So let's see if they can work themselves into this match here. Brooke and Zoe have a lot of firepower to play with. It's going to be important for these college all-stars to stay positive the whole time. Already a lot of chance on the bench. Quick start here by the Night Owls. They seem to be wanting to slow the game down, hitting a lot of resets, hanging out in that transition zone where these all-stars are pulling triggers early. It can definitely be a good thing to pull speed-ups early in the match to kind of catch your opponents off guard, but in this situation versus Brooke and Zoe, they're looking pretty solid. I'd start to slow it down, being down 4-0. That's a nice play there. Zoe gets one off the net tape there. Here we go. Let's see if they can make a little comeback here. And that's a good return, but Brooke's one of the best singles players in the world, so her drive is going to be about 2 inches over that net, and that's tough fourth to kind of come back from. All right, we're going to go to a quick break. Match of the day, women's doubles. 6-0 lead here for the Night Owls. Zoe hitting that backhand counter really well. Just missed that one. One thing that's interesting about this setup in MLP this year is that it's only 1 game to 11. So when do you use that timeout? I've been finding it's actually, if you get down 3 or 4-0, to use that timeout before the six side chain, so that you can kind of put some time in between and just take longer. But if you've never played this setup before, it's tough to determine when you should take that timeout or not. So we'll see if these college all-stars will utilize the timeout and when they're going to use it. Brooke just pulled that ball from about her shoelaces, so risky, but paid off. And here comes a timeout. So yeah, Brooke and Zoe right now, they're just playing really solid. A lot of again, just a massive drive from Brooke there. I don't know if that's where they should be returning right now, the way that Brooke's hitting that drive. That brings us to match point 10-1. Okay. I don't know, I have a feeling the run's coming right now. That was a beautiful lob there by Khan. About a foot inside the baseline. Really good drop by Zoe to get back in that point, but great lob. When you get down in these games to 11, you start to really try some stuff that you maybe shouldn't. At the same time, though, you want to get back in that game. So going for your shots when you're down and trying to get on that run is probably the best thing to do at this point instead of just playing traditional. And that's going to be the first game going to the Night Owls. They're going to be up 1-0. Let's go. And there's that speed up off the bounce into that counter. Great spot there. I also like the third shot and the fifth shot drive. No reason to put that as a third shot drop with how good that fourth was and how deep it was. Great dinks there. Into the flick. Looks like they're icing out Pablo to start and really pinning James into that left corner over there. What a reset. And there's that 3-0 lead on the one I was talking about earlier. Oh, that's exactly where they want to be now. Up 3-0. Quick start. Let's get a stop here. It's a good spot right to the right hip. Great spot there by Pablo. I'm not really sure how he flicked that, and it also went cross court and also stayed in, but yeah, it's pretty good. See, this is where the experience, I would say, of Pablo and James is really affecting the outcome of this match, where 2 missed returns after a 3-0 lead. Now you're down 4-3. Momentum's back on the Nowell side. Someone's got to check him for some pine tar on that paddle. Duffin's got some good hands. He's already made 3 flick winners and a few counter winners, so I would try and cite some more hands battles if I was them. That's a great drive there. They're doing a good job of changing up the drive locations on Pablo and James. That's good hands by Pablo, but really good serve about an inch from the baseline. Good third. Pablo just comes up with some good hands on that play. Good serve by Pablo. That's the 3rd missed return. Wow. All right, big point here. Let's see if the Owls can get the lead at the switch. Nice shot there. And the Owls get up 6-5 at the switch. Honestly, right. 15 seconds here. Delgado to serve. Yep. That's a great 4th right there. James hit a really good drive, but he's there on the unwind. That's a really nice speed up there from Pablo, going on the inside hip of the player in front of him. Pablo, being a lefty, definitely adds a lot of value to that team over there. The middle is always going to be shut down. That's another good third. Dipping right at the shin of Duffin. I would call a timeout here if I was them. But they're going to play on. Those are some deep dinks there from James and Pablo. And now we're going to get the timeout down 9-5. The College All-Stars had a quick start there, but Pablo and James coming right back. It's definitely tough to come to this tournament not playing any MLP events and then just get thrown in there. Looks like a little bit of nerves on some of the shots. Like I said before, once they get into the point, they're playing really well. I think 4 missed returns this game, though, and they're down by 4. So that's pretty much the difference so far in this match. Pablo and James also stepping up once that match got close, which is what obviously the best players are going to do. Super important they get this first point here. That is a legendary serve from Pablo at the timeout. That was the center of the baseline. Ooh, that's a good call. I don't know if it was in or out, but I respect it. And that's going to do it for us. The Night Owls take it 11-5, and now they're up 2-0 in this first round Challenger MLP midseason tournament. Yeah, that's a perfect play there. Perfect drop into the crash. That's how you want to start a game. There's also always a weird dynamic when you're playing a lefty in mix, because it's how far do you want to come over when the girl is straight up with another girl. You don't want to leave that line open, but the guys also have slightly more reach in the pro pickleball, so oof. I like the way these guys are coming out here. All fire. All right, so we got another commentator here joining us, Audrey Brown. She just got off the plane and she's so excited to come join us now. Yes, so just to catch you up, the Owls are up 2-0 right now. That's about it. Pablo with the fierce overhead there. Oh, they came out firing at the first few points there, and then Pablo and Zoe just too solid. But if you're all right, Audrey, so if you're the College All-Stars right now, what are you doing?
We've seen you do that a few times.
So that's my advice for them right now.
That's your go-to.
Yes. I always say aim for the upper neck.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, or I mean lower neck works too.
Yeah.
But
ooh. I like the dip on that drive though. potential.
That's a really good speed up. I think they got to do that more.
Yeah, I do too.
Pull off the bounce, look for the counter.
Nice. It's a great angle.
Yeah, I think maybe trying to go more behind Pablo also instead of always going to that left corner over there.
Yeah.
Ooh, good hand
Nice.
paddle.
Very, very good.
There we go. Come on.
It's a great third.
Oh.
Nice.
And that's
it's a really,
exactly
really good
what
point.
I'm talking about right there.
You called it.
I called it. Just go 2 to Zoe, go behind Pablo,
That's the move.
and then speed it up at their chest. And that's the key to mixed right there.
We'll change up with the short return there.
Yeah, I like what he's trying to do there with the aggressive dinks. I really think he's just got to pull. His hands are so good.
No, I do too. Just to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, you go into a match with a certain strategy, and then having to change that strategy within 1 game to 11 can, I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do.
No, and it always feels quick when you're on that receiving end of it. That's a really, really good move.
All right, we're going to get a timeout here. Vegas up 9-2. That's enough. That's a good deep return there. Let's get one more of those. Nice ATP there by Pablo. Little one-hander. And we got match point here for the Owls. And that's going to do it. The Las Vegas Night Owls take the win in regulation over the College All-Stars. Pablo and Zoe playing great right there, super solid. Honestly, all these matches they've played really well.